Hello guys, guess what? Impromptu soap making today. I didn't plan it, but I figured I might as well because I'm gonna remake my coconut soap. I haven't been fully happy with the ingredients I put in there in the very beginning of time, and sometimes you can do that. You want to change the way you make things, and you can do that. You have the power as a soap maker to make any changes of ingredients that you feel are good for the soap. And this is one of my favorite ingredients. I've had this ingredient for a while now. I've used it in several of my soap making videos. So if you haven't seen it, it's called olive and hemp, and it's in my other videos. So let's go make some soaps and just whatever. Well, anyway guys, I just want to let you know before I start, I started with Gregory White. He's Gregory Lee White. He makes making soap from scratch. So if you've never made soap before, this is another good book right there. So I started with this. I researched it on Amazon. I'm a person that I don't like to read a lot. I know, bad, right? But hey, if you want to learn and you just want to learn the benefits of how to make your soap, this is a good way to do it. So like for example, today I want to look up why people use hemp seed oil. This book is great because it will tell you all the soaps that you can add, the oils you can use, the carrier oils, for example, and one of them is, let me see if he has it on here. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, I'm back. So you know what I found out? This one doesn't tell you why I use hemp seed oil. Well, you can look it up on brambleberry.com, and she makes soaps as well. Anne Marie's been the person that makes soaps. I've studied from her also on some of her channels, and hemp seed oil is really great. It has vitamin F, it has good moisturizing qualities, and it's linoleic acid. So if I'm saying it incorrectly, anyone down below can comment on that as well. Anyway guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start making the soap. You need your stick blender, like I said. What else? Other than that, I've already checked out the temperature. It's 102 degrees on the oils and 132 on the lye. Is my lye. And make sure you have a good work surface. You know where everything is. So always start with gloves. A new pair. And I'm gonna get that now. I know I didn't like blue. It feels like the hospital color, and I wanted pink again, but I guess I wanted to change it up this year. So as long as you're protecting your skin, you're fine. Long sleeves if you're really sensitive to all the lye, sodium hydroxide. This is what this is. And this book will tell you all about that. I'm going to protect this book. Put it on the side right there. And today I decided to add coconut milk powder. It's making coconut soap, so I figured I might as well use the coconut powder that I bought. You can get it anywhere. I get mine from Sprouts. So what else? I put about 2 scoops on this batch. This is gonna make 10 bars of soap, and since I am kind of experimenting on the coconut soap with this exact batch and different ingredients on it, I decided to do a small batch. To me, this is my scoop. So 1 and 2. Some of my customers ask, why do you put it last on the list? I said, well, it's not because, yes, you should do your listing of ingredients and when you label. I put it last. I think it's obvious to me that I want to do it last because I use powders. I don't use the actual milks anymore. I find it a lot easier to use these kinds. The powders, that is. Okay, stick blender. I already put the milk in there this time. What else do I need? You can also use clays at this time, so before you put the sodium hydroxide. Sorry about that dinging. Someone's probably trying to get a hold of me, but hey, we're gonna make soap. Okay, I like to incorporate things first. And sometimes I chat about the things I've been doing. Okay, so after you did that, use a stick blender and a spatula here. You want to put all your paper towels near you, and the things you don't need anymore you might want to put away. And I'm going to do that right now. Let's see, paper towels, yes, yay. And don't be in a hurry. Spilling is not fun. Put that on there. Put the scale away. Okay. Do need a scale. All right, so to me this is all good and dandy. And now I'm gonna add the lye. And using a strainer, a small strainer today, to take away the tidbits. I did the fast version of making soap today, so. All right, here's your strainer. Pour it nicely, as you can see here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And I put a little bit of Himalayan salt, so that's a good way to incorporate all your good things, right? Cut. Making sure all the salts. Why do I put Himalayan salt? Well, honestly guys, I like my soap to be a little bit more slightly hard. It's not a salt bar. That is a different process of making soap. I don't use, I used to make salt bars a couple of years ago, and it was just to really experiment what a salt bar feels like, and actually does make your skin feel great. But I don't do those anymore either. Maybe one day I'll go back and making soaps that are, you know, salt bars where you can actually feel, you add more salt to your batter, and it gets a little scary trying to mix it because it gets pretty thick. Okay, so, all right, all done. Put this away so you don't spill it. Right, and here's my other, okay, and you can stir it, you know, as you go. Now that the lye's in there. And start to stick blend again. And I'm gonna skip through this so you don't hear all the buzzing. Right now it's still very, very liquidy. You wanna wait until it's thicker, but some people, I've noticed that they don't. You just know when it's time to put in extra items. So to me, I think that's enough. So I want to add, today I decided to add a little bit more hemp seed oil for vitamin F to lock in the moisture. I love hemp seed oil. This one's unrefined, so you're going to smell a little nutty, and it's very, very green, as you can tell right here. Okay, I put 1% of super fat. And the coolest thing is this book will tell you what super fatting means. And it's nice. It will tell you that the addition of extra oils or butters is an attempt to have these oils completely blended into, but not saponified within the finished soap. These excess oils can contribute to the moisturizing properties of the soap. So I wanted to add more moisturization oil, which is hemp seed, and it is one of the ingredients I put on this already. I just wanted a little more, like I'd say 1% super fatted, so it came to about 11 to 12 grams. And this is a 1,189 gram batch, and that's the oil that I'm talking about. How do you do your super fatting? I'd like to know. I don't like to put a lot because I've done it before, and honestly, it's bad when you live in a hot place and you're making all these olive oil soaps, and it can turn it's the orange dreaded spots. I'm sure you've heard of it before. It's when you see orange spots in your soap, and it's soaps that's probably hasn't been saponified, and it's just kind of or it's gone bad. It's part of it's gone rancid, and you don't want that. All right, and today I also wanted to incorporate some titanium dioxide. Now I know some people really want things to look more white, and that's why some bars you see out there are all white, a little whiter, because they added a little titanium dioxide. I don't like to add a lot, honestly. I don't. Maybe this was maybe about half a teaspoon of titanium dioxide with maybe 22 grams of water, distilled water, and I put a little bit on this one, on this bigger batch, and then I'm gonna add more on this one. I'm gonna do a little contrast of my soap making today. We're gonna add the rest in here, a little more in there. And the reason why now I'm not really stick blending anymore, it's because I'm gonna add the fragrance, and vanillas tend to get really, they thicken up quite fast. So if you see me put it in here in my silicone, you're gonna realize why I have to hurry up right now and not stick blend so much. I know it's incorporated. I'm gonna do it little by little. And we're gonna pour some on this side right here, this one. I say today I'm gonna do maybe a half, maybe. I don't know yet. Maybe a half. Okay, maybe that much. I don't really like, I just kind of go by eyeing how much I want. This is obviously gonna be a lighter base, as you can tell. This is the contrast. I'm just trying to really do a very, really not a very good intricate design. I try to make sure my soaps again are, you know, usable and they look pretty, but not, you know, to the point where you don't want to use my soaps. I want you to use them because it benefits your skin. And appreciate all you soap makers out there that really share the information as well. Hemp seed oil that was left over. And again, you put the super fat after you've stick blended, making sure it's all incorporated, and you're adding more of the super fat right there. So what do you guys like the super fat with? Let me know down below what kind of oils you use or butters. I sometimes use shea butter too. Shea butter is excellent. Okay. Here goes the fragrance. This is where, and you got to remember too, the titanium dioxide tends to make things a little bit more difficult to stir. It's going to get thicker. That's been the common thing about titanium dioxide. It thickens your batter. So you gotta really, really watch it. Okay, guys, this is a scary part. I might just have to get me a whisk. Hold on. Here you go. I sometimes don't like using a whisk because I have to clean additionally with this thing, but sometimes things get pretty quickly. So, okay, make sure all your ingredients are added in here. Right, I put the titanium dioxide, my super fatting. Now my fragrance is last. Some people do it in the beginning. Sometimes they put it in the oils first before putting the lye, but I like putting it last because I don't know, I've learned that way. So you can totally change it up. Experiment as you go. And this is about 3 different kinds of fragrances I got from different suppliers. So it smells like coconut. So let's see. Hopefully this one is going to be a good one. It's about 45 grams of fragrance oil. I really put just a medium rate. And in case you want a secret, it's not really a secret. You could go to brambleberry.com and use their fragrance calculator and look up coconut and see what the rates are. So you could kind of have a guide. You don't have to go exactly to the T, what they tell you, but yeah. Okay, so here goes. Little by little, I'm going to put some on this one, little by little. Put the rest on this one. I'm afraid to put it on this one because this one's going to get thicker. I could already tell it's thick. It's a thick batter. You don't want it to rise, which is kind of like a rice pudding. If I'm wrong, anyone please correct me. And that book will also share with you what happens. Okay, so now we're done using this spatula, right? And then we're going to use this. Less noisy. At least it's not like pine tar. Okay, this one we're gonna have to mix too. Okay, so far so good. I don't want to say that too loud. Alright guys, we're almost ready to do mold situation here. Choose a mold, anyone. Just get a mold. It doesn't have to be a loaf mold. It could be a cute, one of those cute shape molds. Whatever's easy for you. And by the way, I'm teaching a soap making class. I'm so excited. It's going to be November 9th, and I'm hoping to take pictures and show you what happens to our cute soap making class. And I do them in very small sizes, not very large size group. So here we go. I think we can still stick blend it. And how do we know we have trace? You'll know when your batter starts to look a little thicker. It's gonna have a little line, like when you're making cookies and you see the line. This one's thin trace still. We're still all right. This one is also not bad, but it's gonna thicken up sooner or later. It's gonna thicken up. Might have needed this whisk, but I was prepared in case. Oops. And it's okay, you go to the other side. Surprisingly, it hasn't thickened up. Sometimes you wonder, did I really do this right? No, I'm just kidding, no. Side I could already tell. So here's the batter, right? Looks like something you can eat. And I lost my swirling tool. I have no idea where it is. I think I might have thrown it by accident, which is not good. Okay, y'all. I think it's ready to pour in here, you think? I think so. Let's just do it. It's a thin trace. It's fine. So what I'm going to do today is a swirl. Really thin swirl. I'm going to put it on the 4 sides. What's with the interruptions? I'm back. We're gonna swirl it once after we did a little 4 dip in there. Don't know if it's really gonna make a difference, but I'm hopeful. All right. So I'll put this in here. Here's my my mold. And again, like I said, this is a new recipe for my coconut soap with coconut milk. So extra bubbly, well, not bubbly. It's gonna be very good for sensitive skin. Coconut milks are good. Any milk in your soap is nice. Makes a creamy lather. So here we go. Hope it makes a good wispy design. I don't know. Wish you could see this closer. Ooh. Okay. And I'm gonna do this line here. I don't know why, but it just sounded cool. Maybe just to break up the monotony of my soap. The other one. I don't know how this is gonna look like, but at the end it's gonna be brown. I'm telling you right now. That's why I put a little bit of titanium dioxide, because any vanilla is gonna make this soap brown. But that doesn't mean it's a bad looking soap. Okay, it's already thickening up, so I'm gonna take out the bubbles. That's why a lot of people shake it, just making sure it's even and the bubbles gone. And I'm gonna put another contrast here. Maybe save some for the top. I'm gonna wait for it to thicken. Okay, still recording. It's gonna be on my iPhone, so it's nothing special. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that to a little more on top. Now I'm just mixing it up. I can already tell it's already thickening up, which is awesome. That's what you want. So we know this is cold process. So this is, I think I've shown a hot process in one of my videos. They say cold because right now we've pretty much had this, you know, all together mixed up like this, like a batter, and we're not cooking it to saponify faster, right? So you could cook it in a pot. You can cook it in a crock pot. I've heard people microwave it or bake it. I don't do any of those things. I'm just scared because that's not what I'm used to, but feel free to experiment with all these things, so you know that you're versed on every aspect of every method in soap making. So if you run out of ideas, you could start doing those things and maybe come up with like your own or something, you know, your own process. This is what I tell people. It's infinite possibilities of soap making. It's not just one way, right? And the coolest thing is, like me, you can use different ingredients. You don't have to stick to the same one. If you're unhappy with the first one, redo it. Nothing wrong with curiosity of, and I like this because I swirl it a little bit here on top to give it a little different design. Sticking up already. Here you go, guys, kind of. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I don't know if I'm gonna show a cutting video. I tend to do those sometimes on my reels, but if you want me to do the soap cutting part, I will do that in the very end and maybe show you the next day or something and see how it looks like. Thank you again for watching. This is Arity's General Store. I'm JD, the soap maker, and blessed to have you watch me, and hope you've learned something. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day or night.